Hello friends, I am Sautik from Maharaja Studio. So today I will show you how to use MS Motion. In this tutorial, you will learn how to use MS Motion, but it is basic. And in next some tutorial, we will learn in advance of MS Motion. Although using MS Motion is really easy, but there is some advanced concept that you we will discuss later. But today we will learn the basic of MS Motion. So at first, import MS Motion, and for this tutorial we will also import the sample project. So you can just go to sample and just import. Okay, so let's see how it works and what it can do. So I will open the sample scene. It is an environment, so wait for the we will come with more tutorials soon, and in this tutorial we will talk about basics of MS Motion, so no error. Okay. We can just go to play mode once and then we'll start. Okay, so you can see just spell attack. For the tutorial we cannot ship the third-party VFX or animations, so we remove that because we have no authority to resell or redistribute, so we remove those and use this basics. Okay, so all this motion made with MS Motion. Okay, so you can just check. Okay, okay, so at first start with composition. What is a composition? Let's see. You can go to tools, Maharaja Studio, MS Motion, and Animes composition editor. So at first start with this composition editor. So you can see it's the composition window. So at first talk with all the element you are viewing here. So it is the preview route. You must need to assign it to run any composition or export. Okay, and here is some button. It is replace button. Sometimes there is problem of not import, say not fx loading properly or something happen, then you can press it to refresh. Most of the case it will do automatic, but you have to do manually sometime. And here is some more button and we will learn soon. So let's see. It is left panel and this is the composition, and it is details panel. If you are user of our other tools, then you know about this details panel. We have it in Scriptable Studio Pro also. So let's go to composition. Here is some pre-made composition. Okay, but you can made also new one by go to create, Maharaja Studio, MS Motion, and here is the composition, MS Motion composition. Okay, new composition made. So let's see. Basic tutorial composition. I say let's say that's one. Okay, I made it, and you just need to press this. Okay, and it will open in this composition. Okay, let's see. Here is our preview route. So at this case, because it is tied with the runtime framework, so I will just disable it and make a copy of it, because it sometimes can make changes in the character. So it is good to have a duplicate mesh that you are using for here as preview mesh. So I will duplicate it and enable the duplicate one. So first thing first, the layout you are seeing here is not good to use it here. Okay, so I will change the layout. Okay, so I like to use, so just changing the layout, and let's say hierarchy also here. Okay, this is the layout I am using, but you can work with different layouts as you want. Okay, so at first I will assign a animation. So let's say go to third party, and let's say I have a walk animation. You can just drag it here. Okay, that's it, and animation playing. Okay, and from here we just explore what we have. So it is called identity of this node. Okay, from here what you are editing is always it is not currently affecting this one. Okay, it is a duplicating MS, so you just need to press this button. It will locate it in project window, and you can see from here it is just a normal scriptural object, but it is not. It has currently it use subasset as for the animations, but for later version we are planning to use the animation you are dragging here actually, because sometimes it cause too much. When you have too much composition, it include those in your project and make it heavier. Okay, so I just say so here in this button you can see find it here. Okay, and you just expand it. It is the animation. This animation will be affected always. Okay, here you edit. Most of the time it is dynamic, but sometimes you need to edit in animation window. So we will discuss this next. So it is the animation you're pointing, you can see, and here is some basic information, and clip length, frame rate, loop, pause, and node state. It is currently enabled. You can disable it. Okay, you can lock it so that no one can move it. Okay, and next is layer. It is about some layer information: override layer, layer name base, layer weight. Oh, that's basic. It is applied root motion. You can understand applied root motion what it is, although this motion have no root motion, but so it is by default on, and there is another toggle reserve root motion. Currently this is when you need like something, a trajectory go here, and let's say I need to play a wave animation here, but if we do not on the preserve transform, then the next animation will be snapped back to 0. Okay, the starting position. So you can on the preserve transform, but here is some case the preserve transform is very sensitive, so it is on it when only needed, because sometimes it may cause some other problems, bugs. So keep it in mind. And apply root motion also sensitive, but you can keep it off when needed. So let's say this animation have no root motion. Okay, I can just off it, so it will not move, although it has little root motion. Okay, so let's see what we have the buttons now. So I first finish it. So appearance, you can set custom color. Okay, custom color or something like this. Okay, after mask, you can assign a mask here. Okay, this sample pack comes with so many masks. You can use it, although you can make new one easily just by material animation after mask. Okay, just it. And weight, you can use weight curves. Okay, let's say this type. So it will play like what you can see. Let's say okay. Just you can see it will play slow, fast, and then fast. So it's small animation, so no matter. And root offset, you can say, let's say 1, so it will go to 1. Let's say x1. So here just simple basic things, you can play with it. The next is timing. So time placement, it is start duration, you can set it 1, it will go to 1. Okay, duration, first it is 1.333 second long, so you can set it 2 seconds, but it will ask this. So do you want to keep it loop? The loop animation, to make it loop, you can just change to loop, but I'm saying keep it loop, so it will come back. Okay, so trim in, So it says skip some frames and sometimes. Okay, it is just it. For playback speed, here is playback speed 1, but I can say, let's say 2, so the clip will be small, but it will play fast. You can see here. Okay, you can start this loop button and just play. Okay, speed curve. Okay, so this means how much you want to speed it. Let's see, it's play slow and fast, just it. Okay, transitions, you let's set it, fade in, fade out. So let's say I set fade in is to 0.2 second, so it will fade out also. You can play with this curves. Okay, so let's see, you can see here, you cannot see, but it happens when actually when I have multiple animations, then it smoothly go to second animation and behavior extensions. So it is called, you want when you say loop, change to loop, it is loop. Okay, you can say ping pong, so you can see, let's backward, playing backward. Okay, it is ping pong and loops. It is simple, it will get looping. Okay, and there is none is equal to none. And accumulate root motion, this means sometime what happen, root motions go back to 0, and then when I have root motion, then sometime it go back to 0 and play again, go back to 0, play again, when loops or hip hop, but it keeps the root motion and start from next. Okay, so at this case we have no root motion, but that's it. And drag scale, you can say scale when dragging. Let's say it can scale the, okay, you can see it is playing slow. Okay, that it is it. Okay, it is just it, this scale option. Otherwise stream option is always plays, I can say it will also play same speed. Okay, for events you can add animation events just like it. Currently it is a looping animation, so it added multiple times. You can setting loop, what will loop or not. Okay, time offset, so let's say 1, you can say like this. It is, that's it. We can say animation events, various properties. So modifiers, so here comes interesting. In clip nodes you can add modifiers. Currently 4 modifiers can be added. We will talk one by one later, but at first get familiar with this node. Modifiers also has separate nodes. We will discuss it soon, so at first explore it properly. So currently if you play animation like this and you say need to move it here, but you play here, it come to back here. Okay, but you can say like go here and press this button. Okay, so press this button, so next animation will be played from here. It is the starting animation setted. Okay, next, it is sometime needed for advanced cases, like you can set it cannot go to ground some height and not go to jump some height. Okay, so you can set it. Okay, you have this mouse, so you can drag it here, but at this case we do not need. Most of the cases you do not need. Okay, and this is loop. You want to play it loop, make it smaller, so let's say you want not loop, exit. And this is reset position, it will make reset position for every animation. Okay, next is this auto key option. Okay, it is needed when FX, we will talk about FX, then at this composition, for this composition window it's needed for FX. Currently for animation it do not need it. Okay, and this is animation mute button. Say sometime animation events gets fired, you do not want, so you can just toggle it off. Like I add here, add event, so when I will play here, we will get warnings that animation event played. so you can just toggle it off to not to get those errors. Okay, that's it, and it will talk about later. Okay, this is property override at editor, so we'll talk about later. This is bone button, so you can see just on the gizmos, bone gizmos, it is undo, like this undo redo. You can do also do control Z, control Y, okay, like any other software. This is create new composition button. You can make new composition here, okay, save it, just it, and by this you can open a new composition. So let's say samples. So, samples, MSMotion, demo, composition, let's say punch, open punch. Oh, that's something else we'll talk about later. Okay, so let's open. Okay, so next button is locate button. You just go press locate, it will locate the composition opened. This is bone configuration window. You need to configure the rig and etc when you work with IK and rigs. So I will just use auto detect and humanoid because it is humanoid rig, so you just need to press auto detect humanoid. It will automatically add most of the common rigs. Okay, just say left arm. Okay, the left arm, the right arm, legs, and spine. Okay, all as default values, and for most of the case it's correct. We'll change it when needed. For this tutorial, maybe we will not change, but for later advanced use cases, we will need to change it. Okay, or maybe need to add new rigs, and it is for generic rigs you can press this, and most of the cases they all will also be detected automatically. So when testing with generic rigs, we will also talk about. Okay. For this case, we will talk about here with humanoid, but later. And this is export. You just need to export. This is a complex window also. You can maybe confused, but most of the thing is correctly setted, so you do not need to change anything. You can play with it. Most need to know. Okay, thus where we have two exporter. Okay, one is standard analytics fast and generic transport snapshot high fidelity. So what is different? You maybe thought that standard analytics is basic and generic transform snapshot is very good, but you need to know that this only for humanoid rigs you have only option that standard analytics export. Okay, for humanoid rigs only this will work, this will not work. You can also export this also, but for humanoid rigs you cannot play humanoid animation with it. You can play the generic one. So I will say what difference later. So it is, and after export it is very basic. You can ping or opening animation window or something like that, and target clamp auto linear. It's some you can set custom range of the export animation. Currently it is 2.5, I think, almost 2.29. You can say custom range, and you can export as you want, how much time second you want or not, and most of the time you can add to QE. You can make multiple animations at once export with different setting, different export setting, and you can just add to QE. But for basic use cases we will not use add to QE, we will just export one. And root motion export mode standard in place XJ full, you know what it is most time, so you do not need to change anything. If you explicitly do not need root motion or big filter aftermask, you can set a global aftermask at the time of export. We'll say I need a first person game. I have a first person game and need to export hands only. You can assign a hand only of the mask and it will export the hands animations. Okay, that's it. And outputs, here is something that you need to know for here. Bake events, you know, bake events mean events will be added in the animation. All cycles, yeah, first cycle. For this, when we have a loop animation, you can see here animation added twice, but I have added once in the animation editor, you know. Okay, so it will bake all cycles in the final according to setting. And first cycle means the first animation only, but we have added in the animation window. Okay, and bake timeline markers, here we can add markers, like add markers here in composition window. You can add markers, say, let's say in some talks and any some thing that you need to know when you open or at the specific time. You can change it like 1.5. Okay, like it. Add, change name, whatever you want. Okay, that's very common thing. So you can bake timeline markers in the animation event. Okay, and next is rotation mode. For quaternion and Euler, for rotation mode, humanoid animation use quaternion, but you can use Euler, but we do not recommend it. Use quaternion. And float compression, like you have a float 0.5999, so you can say just I do not need 10 number after point or 5 number after point, so you can specify here. And foot IK rotation, our tool work with foot IK, Unity default foot IK, but sometimes it cause problems like flip foot or something more odd, so you can change these values to get proper animation, but we do not recommend to use foot IK for our animations. Currently do not support good. Okay, and optimize error, so it is like how much error you want to get a optimize. You must do not make it 0, otherwise it will break all the frames. Like when we are exporting composition, then it is not exporting the animation you are seeing here, it is recalculating everything from scratch. So if you make it very small, like 0, although it is all very small already, but if you say 0, then it will break all the frames that do not need. Okay, so leave it here and just say export now. And here, oh, 1 minute, sorry, I have forget something. Create animation config. Okay, we have animation config for here. Later, it is very important, animation configs for using our animation in runtime framework that automate most of your work and will manage everything properly with runtime framework. So let's see, and generate effect manifest. So it is the manifest. For this animation we have no effects, but when you have effects like effects article, okay, or something like that, then it will need to bake those particles or everything, although particles can be override and there is many things we will learn later. But as you can know, it is the pointer and data related to this node, fx node. Okay, so fx manifest can be exported. Okay, and just press export now. Let's say I create MSM config, export with manifest, and let's say I will store it. Tutorial and save it. Okay, you can see it added a export animation. You can see the animation. It is animation same like this. Okay, it is the animation. It is the configuration. We will talk later. And it is the information of this node. Okay, Here it's situated, where it's situated, how to play, and many things related to it. So that's it. And here is some more thing. It is first frame, it is last frame, it is previous frame. You can also press arrow keys like this, control shift is to go faster, control all. I forget it. Okay, and play, space bar. Okay, that's it. You can see start for animation, it will look good. And if you expand here, you can control playbacks yourself. Okay, and you can say zoom. It is just zooming, not increasing playback time or something like that. It is frame button, frame it. And this is the time where composition you want to see. Okay, like that. It is FPS, although it will not affect the final export, but here you can play better. Here some timeline will be changed, although animation will be played at their internal time for now. Okay, so let's see how effects works here. Okay, for now let's see. Here we have a basic animation. Okay, so I will delete this for now. Stays no problem. So let's say I need a particle. Okay, so let's see. Have I particle? No. For this I have no much particles. I have this. I'm not an artist, so this particle is not good. So here is some basics other node also has. This is particle setting, and in timing we have somehow put the target bone also. So maybe in future version this target bone goes to somewhere else. So let's see. When target bone is nothing, it is in the root bone. Okay, let's see at this particle how this particle looks. It's something like, I don't know. So let's see, I want it to in head bone. So 1 minute. When you press this button, you can see you have root bone. It's none. A humanoid list. It is showing all the humanoid bones a bone can have, not this rig have. Okay, if you choose from here, it means it will work for any humanoid bones. Maybe you made animation and effects and etc for this bone, but it will also work for other humanoid bones also. Okay, so let's say I want to eat head bone. Where is the head? This head up. You can choose from all, but it will show these rigs have, let's say this button. You can see spline 02. Okay, legs like shift signer. Okay, and here if you see, okay, this is like this. Okay, that is this name. So now if we play, you can see it is from the headboard. Okay, if I here is to some attached to bone, it is mean it will attach the particle or VFX or spawn. It is common for all the some nodes, not all nodes, but for some nodes. Okay, and wait for completion means you should wait for the completing the particle or not. Okay, let's finish. So I can manually change it, like play it. Okay, it will work also slowly because it wait for completion is unchecked. So when I will go here, it will be deleted. Okay, for now we have no animation imported in this project, but in future versions we will import some third-party assets here for showing. Here we will make different animations, good looking animations. Maybe we can make Wukong animations. You can see how Wukong make the the stick you see in the AAA game. Okay, we will make it here and show you how to make that possible with this MSMotion in use. Here is the particle and how to play different setting, emit and scale by 5. Now when it play, it will be much bigger, like you can see. Okay. And next is transactions. It is also transactions. You may need to from small to big. Then you can use like scale in curve, scale up in. Okay. So it is setted. So you can see on it. Blending. It is not rendering like this because it's different. Okay. It's getting bigger. Maybe you do not understand how it works, but it is getting bigger. Okay. Transform. Let's see how transform will work. For now, follow target, but fixed points position we will talk about later in some minute. Okay. And position override. Here you may need to, let's say this go to upwards. Okay. So you have this, you can manually do that, but here is something you can on this key button. Okay, key button, it will show a handle, not unity handles also. This is, and let's say move it. Okay, everything will be recorded. Otherwise, it will not record it. But when you press key button, then record it, and that's it. Okay, understand how it works? It is just overriding this rotation, but you can override scale and positions also, just like that. And properties, here you can add custom properties like new properties. Let's say this particle have some values. Okay, so I just here we can see target. What is our target for the property override? Property override means we can set any public or private field or property or variable value directly from here at a specific time, specific moment, or maybe call any method. Currently it support one property method, what's called method that has one variable in, but in future we will try to make support for all types of methods. Okay, so let's, you can say node target one. Currently it is target one set to head, but head has no any component or something, so it's saying transform. So you can override this transform properties also, just it. And let's say spawned object, like what is spawned? Here we have particle, so the particle system properties methods. It's like stop. So I need to stop it in some second. Let's see how it works. This component and target name also set it properly, and it is value args, so it is false. Stop false. So just see. Here we can say editor preview, because we are in editor, so you need to on this. Not only this, you also need to on this. It is warning, you can see in object, permanently change it. Okay, so use it properly, otherwise it will cause problem. So let's see, it opened, stop. It did not play it full. You can see it can be played full, but not played. You can see, oh, end. Okay, so I will off this, go here and see. Okay, understood? But different, it is calling this method. So here is some warnings. As no receiver, you are missing component. It is calling some animations, events. Okay, that's, it's very basic. These are calling some. Okay, and you can add as many overrides as you want. And trajectory, you can enable trajectory. and we have some built trajectories. So let's say we have some presets. So let's say arc, so not lines, very bouncy. So now this will travel along with this trajectory. You can see, oh. Here you can see, you can play with that. You can change values like here. Okay, and play. Oh. So it is not facing on it. Okay, that's it. And you can have some bounds like that, or let's say ribbon. Okay, let's see. Okay, and here's some more orbital like circle. You can set some properties like radius or something. You can play with it. Okay, just like that. It's here's some more preset you can use, and it will follow the effects will follow it. Okay, although the trajectory is not available for all the effects, but available for particle VFX and spawn node. Okay, so let's see how other node works. At first, here is you can add more layers. Okay, here is you can do some perform some work. Delete. Here you can add avatar mask. You can also add avatar mask for this node also. Okay, let's. Here is some more node. Today we'll discuss about trajectory, and I give some little because we have not much time, and we have already learned a lot, and we need to finish it. So here is some FX node. I have tested here the particle, but everything will work. So there is audio, FFX, camera, script, and more. Okay. Although in this project, for this tutorial, we have not imported third parties, so I have all the material to test for all the effects. Like I have no audio in this. Okay, let's see. I have any audio? No, I have no audio in this project, so I cannot test it. Okay, just delete. So I have Jiggle Physics, FX, constraint, foot IK, look at. Okay, animation, pose, trajectory. Let's say trajectory, what it does. So let's say trajectory. For particle trajectory, it changes the value of the particle or VFX of the spawned object. But for trajectory node, it override the root motion of the character and the position of the character rotation. So when I will play, it is go to here. Okay, it will look amazing. Go to here. So okay, we have now root motion, and let's make particle good something like a head. It is in head, so we can just override the rotation. Okay. No, we need to override the circle rotation. Okay, so rotation, circle rotation. Not find. So let's see this. Okay, that's it. Kindly, it has transition, so not showing full. Okay, that's it. or we can make it. So let's see. It will circle the small, and let's export it. Okay. So the character moving and the particle playing. Okay. For this basic tutorial, it is enough. And let's say export. We leave everything as it is and export. Create config. We'll make config and export with manifest. We need to add the effects, the trajectory, so it can be used in runtime framework, because effects will not be added in the animation clip itself. It will be added in the this manifest data. Okay, so export. This here. So let's add it. Already exists, so I'm just overriding all of three. That's it. We have this and this. Okay, and let's make a demo scene, so we can say how to set up the runtime framework to work with manifest and everything. So for environment scene, let's make basic tutorial. Scene. Okay, that's it. Let's go to tutorial. We'll save it, and now we do not need it. Let's see. And we will go to, so let's say, so 1 second. Tools, maharajastudiocustomerservice. Okay, we will save this layout. Save layout. Save it. Okay. So now we have this, and now for this scene setup, we will go to default. Okay. So we have nothing, and let's add this animation. It is just a FBX file we have imported. You can find it from animation library. It is from the Quaternius, I think. It is a 6.0 license. So we have this. It has nothing. Okay, almost nothing. So for this case, we must need to add MSMotion animator and MSMotion player. Okay, so let's go to Maharaja Studio, MSMotion, this MSMotion player. Okay, 1 minute. We have one more thing, like for one animation rigging, but because this project has not animation rigging package, so that is disabled. Okay, we have not marked that needed, and let's say add animator. Okay, that's it. Not that's it. Okay. So here we need something to attach. Although in making this empty will also work, but adding a animator, like you have your existing animator for your game. For now we have this. It is just a basic animator. It is in T-pose, comes with it, third party. Okay, just a T-pose, nothing else. Okay, it's a animator. You can use your own, but keep in remember that this animations, the base animation means the idle animation or something, that's put IK is off. Otherwise, it will cause some problems. You can check the documentation for the troubleshooting. Okay. Okay. So now we need to add the effects layer here, and the stretch applicator, we do not need it here. We will add when we are actually stretching our arms or something. Okay, so next thing, we need to add the bone root. Okay. So bone root is rigged here. You can have different. Okay. Yes. Okay. And legacy controller, you may need a legacy controller, but that's optional. You may skip it. And active regime manifest and registry, you do not need it unless you are playing the animation via animator. So let's at first show how it works with animator, and next we will talk later with an MSMotion animator, how to play animation with MSMotion animator and animation config, how that works. For now, let's add a legacy controller. We have it here. Okay, and you may add it or not, no problem. And for now, you can add it here. Let's say go to animation. I have exported tutorial, but here is a catch. I do not recommend to use it. Okay, I recommend to use all the exported animation with MSMotion animator, unless you have exported something like walk or something very basic. For this, I am using this. Also, I will show how to use MSMotion animator, because its MSMotion animator need a little coding, means some line of coding. Only need to call API, nothing else, nothing complicated. So I will add it here. And for this, you need to end this fx asset. It is manifest and manifest. You need to add this manifest. Okay, and I think that's it. So let's play. Oh, sorry. Okay. Wait. I need a parameter, sorry. Let's say trigger. Okay. And I will add it, make a transition. Okay. Now let's play it. It works or not. Let's see it works on. It's playing the basic animation, and oh, the effects not working. It's common. Okay. It is animation events. Okay, nothing else. Has no receiver animation event. That's animation events. This type of. It is not our tools any fault or something else. It's just for animation events calling, but has no receiver. Okay, it's just that. You can, I think it's need to make a registry. Registry. Here you can add overrides, but I will test it with export it. It has one. Let's add overrides. Animation playing, but the effects not. You need to use the MSMotion animator, but later we'll make sure that MSMotion animator also works. Okay. this overrides. Okay. You can add as many different, not single. So let's say how work with MSMotion animator. Let's see. It is our character. Let's closer to now need to write some code, but we have some pre-made code, so we will use it here also. So let's say manager. It's do not need it. MSMotion manager demo code. So I will add it. It's and button, one button, UI button. Okay. For it, we will let's say here. Okay. Play. Let's say play. Okay. And I will use button and button and button animations tutorials. This is the animation config. You can create new Maharaja Studio MSMotion animation config. Okay. I think that's it. So let's check the code. You can see what it's doing. So it is just a basic. Okay. So it has get reference of animator. This animator game. Okay. Start. It is getting transform position, start position, and the button I am using, it has some public properties: play animation, set override, stop all animation, so playback, immediate. You can use your own script, but here I am using because I don't need to write everything from scratch, time limited. Okay. And here it is just calling by the button I have assigned. This button, one button clicked, you can see I have assigned this. It is just passing this animation config. Okay, it is getting the animation config, checking null, play immediate. By default it's play immediate. Okay, let's play, and I recommend to use play API, not use crossfade, because crossfade has some problem sometimes when it has root motions, complex effects that make problems. But play animation is the same. Just play, and let's see. We have this. Oh, why are we going here? Oh, you can see it's going. Let's go far. You can see it's rotating, but the particle we have used very low quality, so it doesn't look good. But when you use better quality animations, then that's it. It's very good. You just need to script. Okay, if it's player, if it's animator, you do not need this registry, active registry, or this legacy controller. Do not need. Okay, you may blank it, so do not need. Okay. And that's it, but not that's it. We have the another component, stretch applicator. You can add, but for this demo we do not need, so I'm removing. We will discuss about later about it. So, next thing is we have go to tools, MSMotion, animation editor. Okay. Here we can assign a script. Let's say we assign a different script like push. It is animation. Okay. Let's say push. We need to go to MSMotion default. Okay. For clip we will add, let's pick up. Not that good. It has no animation. Let's say pick up. So let's say we do not like this hand. Okay. So what we will do? You can edit keyframes manually, but where we can press this auto key button, this to rotate. Here if you rotate it, then it will let's say I rotate it. Okay, but oh sorry, we need to extract a editable copy to use because it is using this, it is not making any copy already, so I need to make a copy. So let's go to sample animation tutorial. Okay, I'm saving it. Here it is. Sorry, it's not assigned. So let's see this, and when I will, you can see. Okay. But here we can do something better. Okay. Here maybe we need to edit it so that this hand comes in front. Okay. So I will toggle this on this and edit it. Okay. Now let's see. You can see it's here. Let's say I need to make it here. It will not only edit this frame, it will only also edit all frame because I double this on. Okay, you can see it's actually doing a offset related work. It's moving, but not that much. You can do it for this also. Let's say okay. You can see for, let's say, for legs, let's say I need to make it something like and small details, but will look good. Okay, let's say I need okay, like that, and it's not edited. that's it. And you can do manual editing of control and manual editing of bones, frames and get this. Okay, it is all in your hand. You have various tools to trim, copy, clip, extract range. Okay, curves and key editors. All you need to explore manually, or you can go to our docs, and that is details I have, I think. Okay. And it is not updated, I think. You can have configured rigs. So now it can use rigs. Let's say I need it's added. Just like that. Let's say I need that's added. For I think we should off it. Okay. So that everything works. You can toggle it for 1 second and auto key edit on and use. Enjoy. Okay. So bye for today. Next to see you in a next video where we will talk about more and make more animations, explore more things. Okay. So hit a like button if you like, and you can join our Discord if you find any bug or anything that is not working or something, or need any feature request you want. We are always here to know what you have in your mind. You can discuss with us to see the next feature in this tool. And bye, goodbye, nice to see you, thank you.